they'd let us play music up here. Make these long trips go by a lot faster.
It's against regulations.
Yeah, I never understood that.
They just don't want us having a dance party when a proximity alert goes off.
See, that's a dumb reason. Because we'd already be on our feet, ready for action.
Can I offer you some tea?
Hey, hello. Welcome to Plomeek Tea Time, or also kind of a little bit of a short leave, but more tea time, because we are going to we're going to review an episode of UFO that I just watched for the first time. I'm watching this series completely for the first time in my life, and it is really interesting, a really good show. But we're here today with Scotty R37 and Pleasant Valley Picker CA. Hey guys.
Hi, Jill.
Hello.
Yes, and also we got some cool people in the chat already hanging out. We've got
Okay.
Franco Walker
Hey, Franco.
Hey, Franco.
and Mega Cropper.
Mega.
Cropper. Hi, Mega Cropper.
Yeah, he says he thought my show started earlier. That's right. My show usually starts more like noon or noon 30, but it was actually a question of priorities. I had some priorities. I had errands I had to do. And Edge of Time says, "Who passed out in the bathtub?"
That was me.
I'm glad you survived.
I did. Oh, it wasn't full of water. I just went, and I lay down for a bit.
Franco Walker says, "I could temporarily lose internet at any time." Oh, I hope not.
Are you at sea?
Oh, that would be cool if you were deep sea fishing.
Something like that.
Padre says, "Oh, he's laughing. I thought we were going to talk about actual UFOs and some of the nonsense the folks in the tinfoil hats about." Oh no, if you want that kind of stuff, you want to go to Cardinal Sin's channel. He does that stuff on his channel. He does paranormal and UFO stuff. On Thursdays, he has his Into the Fringe podcast where he talks about all that kind of stuff, if you're interested in it.
Nice.
Yeah. And Franco Walker says, "Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like, and select live chat." That's true.
Yeah,
Selected
please.
live chat.
All the things.
Oh yeah, I forgot to select live chat. I actually like to have the live chat on the
Yeah.
side here.
I always put
In
the live
addition-
chat on.
Because in case there's bots. But they haven't been around in a while.
Yeah. Actually, the bots haven't been around much lately, have they, the last week or two? I haven't noticed as many.
Me too.
Padre says, "Hey, Franco, you would not believe some of the stories we got from remote villages in Alaska."
Wow.
Yeah. He says, "I don't mind creative thinking. I just hate conspiracy theories based on suppositions and amateur guesswork."
Oh, man. I'm going to be having to guess what these stories were from the remote villages. Fill me in, Padre. I want to know what's going on with E.T. and the thing.
Basically, it's akin to watching a monkey make love to a football. You are horrified to watch, but you do anyway, knowing the monkey is accomplishing nothing other than getting its rocks off.
That's all the monkey wants.
Yeah. It seems like the monkey feels accomplished in this.
Exactly. Monkey is
Yeah.
spent, hits the fridge, has a cigarette, passes out.
But the football doesn't really care.
No.
Yeah, nobody's hurt here.
Uh,
Franco Walker says same, but we can't explain everything. I've only heard 2 cases out of hundreds, which defy analysis. Oh yeah, and Padre echoes what we just said. And the football doesn't care. And now I'm the idiot because I watched the whole damn thing.
I was hoping the football would fall in love.
Wow, this show really made a turn really quick.
a whole new species, monkeys with pigskin.
Monkey footballs.
Yes. Franco Walker says it's better than watching a football match.
Mm-hmm.
And Padre says, yeah, those are fun. I think I met the Navy pilot that saw the UFO around San Diego, and I made fun of him at first. Then he listed his degrees. I shut up pretty quick.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of tinfoil hat people who sometimes the tinfoil may not be tinfoil. I don't know what's going on with the alien situation on Earth. Does anybody else have any like cemented ideas as to whether or not there's ambassadors from another world intermingling with the humans?
Actually, strangely enough, I just read something like on my lunch break at work the other day. There was like an article, I was looking at the news, and there's this news thing came up that the Canadian government is actually going to release an official report on UFOs over Canada.
Huh.
And I'm like, gee, that sounds kind of interesting. I wonder what
Yeah.
it'll actually say, if it'll say, we admit it, they're real. Or, we have no evidence,
Well, that's
Probably,
what Cardinal Sin's channel is good for, because he actually has people who look at things from a scientific perspective. And
Yeah,
I think that's interesting. I'll
he's
leave
had
that to him.
Yeah, he's had folks that have actually written books about the subject on there, I believe.
Yes. And Padre says that pilot still doesn't know what the hell it was, but he had a bunch of his wingmen back him up. That I trust over any dude that's throwing guest starts at a board. And Franco says you have to keep an open mind to other possibilities, but not just believe or dismiss. Without all the evidence and credible witnesses, it gets a bit murky as to what really happened. And Padre says, yep, but some stuff, I'm all, nah, I don't buy into it. Want to talk about space travel and sci-fi tech today. Totally in. The hocus locus stuff, I'm a very big skeptic. Yeah, me too. But I was with that Navy F-18 pilot, and he knew his shit. Hard to be doubting Thomas with that mofo, especially if memory serves, he was a Top Gun graduate.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, wow. He would know what a bird or a weather balloon would look like and how they move, says Franco. And Padre says, and for the record, I don't make this stuff up. I'm being as honest as I can, and no, I don't talk classified.
Huh.
Interesting. Wow.
Padre says, especially how they move. That's what got me. I'm an AWACS guy, and he was describing stuff that was impossible by U.S. standards and physics. Jeez. Yeah, the guy, if memory serves, had an engineering degree, for fuck's sakes. Oh, crap. It's within the first 10 minutes. I'm sorry for using the Fs. Franco says...
well, no, you're just reading. You're just reading the chat. It's okay.
I know, but I don't know how algorithms work. It's nebulous.
It's Friday. It's okay.
Thank you. Franco says, was he the guy who saw the Tic Tac? I remember hearing stories about the Tic Tac. Darting to and fro at incredible speeds without signs of propulsion.
Hello,
and Gorilla's random thoughts. Hey,
yeah,
Gorilla. Hi.
I'll put his link in the chat here. And oh, hey, Captain Fandom Nerd too. Cool.
Hey, Captain Fandom Nerd.
Hey, everybody.
And Franco reminds you to subscribe, like, and oh yeah, I read that one already, or maybe it came up again.
Yeah.
And here I posted a link to Cardinal Sin's channel if you're interested in actual UFOs and not the TV show. Go to his channel, but he actually talks about sci-fi too sometimes. And
Lord Thoth
is here. Hello.
All right.
Yeah, Cardinal Sin's also reviewed all of The Prisoner, which is a really great show.
Yeah. Well, from what I understand, I've only seen 2.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite shows, The Prisoner.
You have
Lemon.
Carol. Carol's here.
Carol.
Whoa.
My stars.
I'm gonna faint out of just sheer amazement.
Just speechless. You've made Jill speechless, Carol. Thank you.
I'm now catatonic.
Oh, Gorilla's offended? What? Gorilla's offended? What?
I hope it has nothing to do with the monkey football.
I already forgot about that.
About the monkey football? How could you forget about the monkey football? I'm Googling it right now.
Lord Thoughts says aliens are already here.
I don't know, but I'd like to think so. That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
It means they're not just going to wipe out the planet. They want to infiltrate first. So that fills my heart with joy if they're already here.
That sounds like the Invaders TV series.
Or V.
Or V.
Yeah. And here's Gorilla's Random Thoughts YouTube channel link. He's got some really cool shorts and things, watch parties and stuff.
Fun
And
time.
also Captain Fandom Nerd is here, so I put his link in the chat. Sometimes he'll talk in the morning, sometimes he'll talk in the afternoon. I never know. And Admiral Teague is also here.
Hey.
And actually, I don't have him in my Stream Element spot yet, so I need to go.
He's been doing some great World War II movies. Actually, yeah, both of them were World War II movies that are available for your viewing pleasure. He did Bridge Too Far, and I think Where Eagles Dare. Or The Eagle Has Landed, one of the two.
Where Eagles Dare? Wow.
Eagles
Okay.
Dare. Is that the Clint Eastwood one?
Let me check. Here, let me take a look.
Sounds familiar.
What
Before
was
I start,
he doing with them? Like, what's
oh, just talking about them, like 10-minute videos on the war movies that he enjoys. It's
hey, that's pretty smart.
That's a good idea, actually.
I know that.
No, not that big of a deal. You may.
Yes, you are, Carol. Don't shatter my opinions.
Yeah, Carol is the force, and she's here.
The Eagle Has Landed. It's the Mike O'Kane and Bobby D. I think it looks like Bobby D.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we have an episode today. And Adam Teague says, thank you very much, Scotty. It is The Eagle Has Landed with non-blinking Michael
O'Kane.
You
can't say Michael Caine. You have to say Mike O'Kane. Mike O'Kane.
Is that related to Cocaine Monkey?
No, it's Mike O'Kane.
Oh.
He's Alfred.
Okay, this episode of UFO was really emotional.
It's brought to you by Brakes and Tires.
It generated some intense emotion watching this episode, but it starts off from the very, very beginning with what looks like this lady getting strangled by this other guy, and this kid is just watching all creepily.
Oh yeah, that never comes back at all.
Yeah, that opening was kind of really creepy. For a minute there, I'm thinking, what the? And then, of course, it's just a film set. You know.
Yeah, it turns out Straker's just pretending to be in film production. So that's his cover, right?
I forgot all of this.
Yeah.
So yes,
yeah, he's got the whole studio to be a cover. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I think he picked a great scene though to take his kid to watch. It's like, well, that won't traumatize the boy at all.
Well, he probably didn't know what they were even filming because the studio is a cover, but it is a real film studio.
True. Straker's not really hands-on at the studio, right?
No, so they're just visiting and having some fun in a car.
Is that Bessie from Doctor Who?
Who? What?
Well,
who? The car?
Yeah, the car. It's there. The third Doctor had a car called Bessie, and I'm just curious if that's the same car because it looks like yeah, they both look similar. So I was just curious.
Oh,
could be a similar kind of car, if not the identical one. You know,
the third Doctor.
They're both British shows. So is it?
Yeah.
Were they filmed around the same time?
No, that would have been earlier, wouldn't it, Scotty?
No, third Doctor. So it would have been John Pertwee.
Okay, so that might have been around the same time then, I guess.
Right. So anyway, it's just something I observed. It may not be true.
Yeah, that's cool. Then they ride around in a fire truck.
This was really fun. This opening bit when them driving around in the different vehicles.
It was so funny to me, and I thought it was really sweet.
Yeah, it's nice seeing Straker in a lighthearted mood, with his son. Right? It was really awesome.
Now, have they ever showed his son before?
No, this is the first time in 10 minutes.
I won't say anything about that.
I was going to ask, what's his name again? But it really doesn't matter.
I like the music they had for this sequence too. It was kind of fun music.
Yeah, his name is John, and in 10 minutes, this episode made me care more about this little boy than I cared about anybody, in any non previously established characters in the episode of Picard we watched yesterday. So with Straker gone, we get to see Alec in charge because Straker's just taking his kid home, and there's a UFO, and it's one is coming in fast, one is veering off in another direction. The interceptors in this episode are completely inept. They cannot hit a UFO to save their life for some reason, but I think it's because the UFOs are coming in so fast. They're coming in at over the speed of light.
1.5 Sol.
Well, I suppose if they're coming in that fast at a bad trajectory where they're going to crash anyway, they probably don't worry as much about intercepting them. Maybe.
Well, no, they were worrying. They were trying to intercept. They could not.
I guess I must have somehow.
Oh, when I was watching it, I thought father and son were both natural silvers.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I thought, is the kid wearing a wig too?
I don't think that Straker's wearing a wig.
I don't really think so either, but it kind of looks wig-like for some reason.
Admiral Teague is very convinced that this is a wig. That's
right.
all he could talk about in terms of
Yeah.
UFO. All he says, Straker's wig is strong in this episode.
All right.
Yeah, and his kid is a spitting image. Oh, and Frankel Walker says, yes, I think that is Bessie.
Cool.
She named herself just Carol as to avoid such a reception. Too bad.
Yeah.
Oh, and Admiral Teague says Straker's fake movie studio makes real movies. Yeah, it does. Well, yeah, it has to be real. It has to be believable if somebody comes in and says, "Oh, are you really a film producer?" And look, there's real films.
Yeah, well, it would be suspicious if it was a movie studio that never made a film. It would not look too good.
No. Lemon Pie says, unlike myself trying to rope in fans of both sweet and sour. Every character in this movie looks creepy. Or are they just British? They're just British. It's okay. Nobody panic. And so Straker's dropping off his kid at his wife's house. And I guess she didn't tell him he remarried because he looks kind of shocked to see the new guy here.
Well, yeah, fair enough. I don't know anything about this.
I don't know either.
series.
I have to
have we ever?
I have to just guess. I know as much as you do.
Have we seen the ex-wife before?
Yeah, I don't think we have we?
No.
And we never saw the boyfriend or whatever he is, that's for sure.
Now that kid is definitely wearing a wig.
Yeah, he's gonna show his dad the boat that he built. The model kit that he got for him.
Yeah. He's gonna try.
He's gonna try, but there's this car.
I just want to interject before we get to this part. Is kind of the ex-wife a little bit guilty of causing this to occur?
Absolutely. If I see my kid beginning to run into the middle of the street, I'm running too.
Yeah, but I mean,
might not make it in time, but she didn't even try. Yeah, exactly. I agree.
But also, Jill, what I wanted to add was that, if she just let Straker stay for another minute so he could, see the boy and the boy could show him the model kit he was so proud of, he never would have had to run after the car, and all of it could have been avoided, right? If the mother had just, let Straker stay for another minute.
Yes.
And especially considering that she had modified the visitation for the following month for a week later, it was like, okay, yeah, I can do that for you, no problem. I was just going to see what, little guy was doing, and then she was like, "No, I think you'd better leave because my creepy henchman doesn't like you."
Well, I thought Straker was being very, very respectful,
civil,
really.
Absolutely, yeah,
he's been
for sure.
A real gentleman, and then she was just like, "Oh, you can't stay, hit the road, Straker." And it's like, look what happened, Oh, my phone's ringing. I'm just going to mute for a second.
For sure.
Yes.
Anyway,
very good points. I agree.
Anyway, crosswalk, ran into the middle of the street. Then came another car.
And he brought up a great point. I would have been at least halfway to the street, even if I didn't make it.
Johnny! Ed!
And so, yes. And then This is a really weird looking ambulance. I guess it's a British thing where they use a hearse as an ambulance. I don't know.
Well, what is it? The Ghostbusters Ecto 1, that's an ambulance as well. The old-timey ambulances were kind of like station wagon / they were kind of looked like hearses.
Admiral Teague says, Ed, I was tired of all my underwear and sweaters being all stretched out. Oh, oh, is that Mary? Franco Walker says, Straker's hair always reminds me of the Eagle people in Barbarella for some reason. And Just Carol says, or the kid could have listened to his parents, looked both ways like they taught him.
Yes.
Yeah, but kids do that kind of stuff sometimes. I actually almost got run over once as a kid running out in the road, which was dumb, but I was like, 10, so you don't think when you're a kid, I guess.
No, I was taught to look both ways. I always did.
Oh, so was I, but I guess for some reason one day I forgot, and luckily I was okay. But yeah,
I'm glad you're okay. Yeah,
Me too.
I'm glad you survived your childhood.
Yeah, I would have been gone many decades ago if I hadn't. So
running into the street.
Oh, it's dumb.
Getting in contact with the electric fence.
Yeah, I've lived quite an adventurous life when I think about it. I think I was late for school, though, was probably the reason. And I guess maybe, when you're late for school and you're panicking and you're running to get to school. And I've
never had that happen.
I was just dumb that day, basically. I was just an idiot. So, but it worked out okay.
I had that happen one time, but I just had to worry. Well, yeah, I had to worry about getting my brother to school. And so I asked the bus driver, can you get this kid to the right school, and even though it's not on your route, and he did, and then I had to walk to school.
Oh, gee. Yeah. Oh, well, that's the way it used to be, right? I mean, when I was a kid, every kid walked to school. We all walked to school. There were no parents dropping kids off in those days.
Just Carol says I'm all about victim blaming.
It's all Johnny Straker's fault for not looking both ways. Daddy, my boat! Thwack.
Yeah, it is all very tense, and you think, it's really serious, really straight away, especially when you go straight into the casualty and X-ray department. That doesn't look good.
Yeah, when they're taking you to the emergency ward, that's not a good sign. Nice chairs.
It looks like the space station on 2001.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, Scotty. It is kind of similar, isn't it, with those chairs?
Yeah.
Well, at least John is in a
nice place to wait.
Yeah.
He'll be very comfortable.
But before this episode, you didn't even know Straker was a father. But now you're upset. He was pushed away by Mary, so he couldn't stick around. And so, of course, they all head to the hospital where the boy's treated and he goes through surgery. He broke a bunch of bones, but the real issue is that he's going to succumb to some infection that they can't cure without antibiotics.
Well, and he's allergic to antibiotics, so they have to find the specific one.
Yeah.
So there are tests. Meanwhile, back at the very bland control room.
I think it's great. I love the control room. Well,
there's no personality going on in this room.
It does what it's supposed to do, though. You know where the UFO is. You know where your submarine is. You're taking. I love it every time you get to see this rocket ship detached from the submarine.
Yeah, the skydiver's cool. I love the skydiver.
Everybody's keeping track of the speed and the location of the UFO. If you find it dry, I love it.
It's functional, right? Mm-hmm. It's a functional control room. I mean, it's not a discotheque for crying out loud. So
they're getting their job done.
No, but in terms of, I'm just saying, in terms of the character interactions and the drama of this, remember, this is like the 1.5 episode of UFO that I've ever seen. And everyone is so mannered, and there's a fairly somber tone going over the entire episode. So yes, I guess the people at UFO are doing their jobs. By the way, I find this woman to be a prettier Loretta Swit. Anyway, moving on.
She does resemble Loretta quite a bit, actually, come to think of it. Good point, Scotty.
But yeah,
Oh,
I just
I don't know her name.
She was,
that's
she
yeah,
was
go for it.
Hot Lips in the MASH TV series, Jill. Hot Lips Houlihan?
Yeah, she was the American version. This is the British version, who I find pretty.
Okay. It says her name is Suzanne Neve. Neve? Neve?
EVE?
Neve.
Yes, Nev.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but yeah, I can see how the importance of the people at UFO doing their job is sort of, again, a case of priorities. There are two emergencies happening simultaneously.
Yes. And Straker keeps the two separated. So the only possible choice they have, this kid is allergic to all the antibiotics that they have access to, except for there's a new American one. So there's a little bit of sci-fi even within the drama aspect of this episode. So there's a new American anti-allergenic antibiotic that or whatever. Which Straker says he can get faster than well, actually their dad, the new husband says he could get a charter plane, but it wouldn't be fast enough. So the only way they could get it is with Straker's shadow organization stuff, the transports and airplanes and things.
Yeah, I imagine.
But he can't really explain all that. He just says, "I'll take care of it."
I have one question that comes to mind is if the mother knows the kid is totally like allergic to any antibiotics, maybe she could have mentioned that to Straker at some point, and Straker could have like maybe got a supply, of the drug that could have saved him, like maybe in advance, like months before, just in case.
I don't know if it's reasonable to ask to anticipate such a random act.
I'm saying it's just a thought that occurred that if Straker and his ex-wife had any kind of communication still going, she might have mentioned it, and
Well, he does know.
That's more.
He does
real
know.
world, I guess.
He does know. Like she says, when he was a baby, he got, and then Straker jumps in and is like, he's allergic to such and such because he got this. So Straker knows.
He was critically injured from a terramycin injection.
There we go.
Yeah, actually, come to think of it, good point, because they do mention, I think, that it's a relatively new drug that's been developed. I think, don't they, guys?
Yes, it's a new American drug.
Yeah, so I'm mistaken.
I'm mistaken. So I was laughing a bit because Just Carol says she's laughing. Jill's out there putting her little brother in strangers' vans and hoping for the best. No, it was a bus. It was an actual bus. It was a school bus that was just on a different route.
It was just the sketchiest ice cream truck, and I said, take him to school."
I guess I told that story wrong. Thanks.
So the clown in the driver's seat, literally dressed as a clown, said, "Gosh, lady." Honk honk. Off to school, and he was never heard from again. None of that was a documentary.
Admotique says there's lots of things about this show I'm not sure of, but I know that Straker will never wear a suit with lapels or show his real hair. Wrinkle Walker says as long as he has a bag of sweets, he's fine. Just Carol said those came from the driver of the windowless van. Jill flagged down.
How much can we pay you for the little boy? $5 and I'll walk to school. Deal.
Hey, little boy, would you like some candy?
Admotique says, I bet Shadow Organization has a cure for John's infection. And, okay. Oh, and Admotique says, Straker shops at the Bond Villain Boutique.
A lot of people are dealing with the Bond Villain Boutique this episode. Admiral Teak says, wouldn't Sally Kellerman be the more attractive Loretta Swit considering? Same character, but in terms of resemblance, I think Straker's ex looks a little bit more like a, if Loretta Swit is, let's give her a 6, then this lady's a 7 or an 8. And I don't mean to be misogynistic about rating the ladies, but we are on a sliding scale of Loretta Swit here.
Well, no, you're not being misogynistic. You're just saying how attractive you find somebody, which is
Exactly. Your mileage may vary. There could be Loretta Swit fans all over the world who think I'm crazy.
I always thought Loretta Swit was very attractive, actually. I thought
that's okay.
And she was a good actress too, so she was great in the role. She had looks and great acting skills, so it was all good.
Like if you ever are misogynistic, I'll tell you.
Fair enough. Hey, Gary Ambrosia is here.
Be careful.
Hey, Gary. Gary's here. That's great. Hey, Gary. Sci-fi in your drama?
Gary Ambrosia, wow.
Yeah, there's sci-fi in my drama. Someone put sci-fi in my drama. I love it.
I've brewed some chamomile tea. Do you take sugar? I know, you're so easy. Oh, great.
Well, we could talk about that after this.
Yeah,
Admiral Teague says, we've seen Straker's car. We've seen the moon base. Now, we just need to see him smoke a tiny cigarette and drink from his electronic bar. And this episode is a 10. Yeah, that happens.
All of these things.
Yeah, all those things happen. Okay, I'm gonna quit reading messages that are about that. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I need a moment to mute because I need to cough a little bit.
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
No
so they, oh my stars. Let's see. Chamomile ain't mother flippin' tea, says Captain Finity. There we are. There's British Loretta Swit. But okay, fair enough. I don't know my teas very well, but still, we never get the gentleman's name. This Bond henchman.
I think his role is just to be kind of annoying. I think basically.
He doesn't really say much. He's just
he just scowls a lot. Gives Straker a lot of dirty looks.
He's just there for his wife. He's not really. He doesn't do anything. But Straker does have this little beeper. And they actually were invented in the 1920s and used by physicians in the 1950s, but they were bulky and unreliable. So UFO definitely made them smaller. So that's one thing that UFO does a lot is take existing technology and shrink them. And so making them smaller in the way that they would become in the 1990s.
Nice. Looks like Gary's got to run.
Okay. Right. Gary says, Gary. Gotta run. Just popped in to say hi.
Bye, Gary.
See you soon. Oh, right. Gary has a channel. Not only does Gary have a channel, but, oh, man, all of my links for Gary are in a special document away from my actual YouTube list. So I gotta go find it. But he also has his wife has a bunny rescue, which is totally worth donating to save the bunnies. So I'm going to post that here. She does amazing work with these rabbits. So, well, see, a lot of people dump these rabbits and they think it's going to be cute to have a bunny, and then they just get rid of them and think that they can just dump them in the wild. And she rescues them. Obviously, they can't survive because they're domesticated. And so there's a charity for that. And also, Gary has a YouTube channel that he just started. And Gary is pretty amazing because he takes props that are from movies and TV shows and he makes them new again, or he remolds them, or he has the original molds and he makes more of them. And basically he's just preserving our past. And it's really neat.
Yeah, Gary's got an amazing collection of movie props. It's pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah, I've got some gold press platinum because of it. It's really
cool.
neat.
Wow.
Nice.
Lucky you.
I am pretty lucky. And so there's the link to the bunny rescue. So go save the bunnies and check out Gary's channel. And Franco Walker says, a sanctuary for rampant rabbits? Yes. And Dalek451 could smell that we were talking about Jerry Anderson production. And now he's here. Hello, Dalek451.
Hi, Dalek.
So before the UFO crashes, the alien uses an escape pod. Oh, wait. Does he use it yet? Because first we're introduced to the old lady in the episode, Mrs. O'Connor or Miss O'Connor. And she has a parrot. She's blind. And before the UFO crashes, the alien inside uses an escape pod and to land. And then the UFO crashes somewhere in the ocean. Just Carol says, I donate to the bunny thing, but all I have around here are a box of tricks. Silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids. So you can't donate the tricks. That makes sense. Because tricks are not for rabbits. Those are the worst headsets ever. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Captain Infinity says, I like bunnies, mainly with a side of salad. Hey, that's...
Those are pretty bad-looking headsets, actually, come to think of it.
Kind of. But the UFO crashes somewhere in Ireland, which is where this lady lives. And Straker wants to transport the medicine himself. He's trying to work that out.
Well, is he like absconding with company resources?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, he's absolutely using company resources in order to save his son's life.
Is there any reason he can't tell his coworkers?
No.
Yeah, that was a weird part that really bugged me, because if he'd actually mentioned it to, what's his name here? God, I forget his name. Alec. If he'd actually said something, the kid probably could have been saved, because Alec wouldn't have, diverted it, off to Ireland or whatever, right? So.
That's absolutely right. Alec is his friend, and he absolutely would have, if he had been informed that the transport had this medicine that was going to Straker's son, there's no way he would have diverted it to the UFO.
Yeah, because ultimately it made no difference anyway, right? Mm-hmm. By the end of the episode.
But that's the characterization of Straker, is that he doesn't mix his family, his work with his personal life.
He very much compartmentalizes. God, I have trouble with that word. He's like separating the different elements of his life totally in this episode.
Is it something that he typically does?
Well, Straker does seem to be kind of by the book a lot of the time, doesn't he, really? I mean, I think he takes his job very seriously. Let's put it that way.
Oh, and I'm just looking for a character if there had been evidence previously in the series as well.
I don't remember. Do you remember, Jill, if we've had signs of that before in the early episodes?
The way that Straker has been developed so far is very much like he's almost Vulcan, really, in the way he acts.
Yeah,
he's human, but
he's very stoic, basically, very stoic.
Very calculating. So it makes sense with his character that he would separate the two in this way. So
I'm trying to place this actress, because she sure looks familiar. This lady playing the elderly lady here,
O'Connor.
Yeah, I just can't place her, but her face looks familiar. I know I must have seen her in other shows or movies or something at some point.
O'Connor and her parrot Billy. I don't know. Let's see.
I can take a look. Just wanted to say hello.
Yeah, I didn't think to look it up, but her face.
Say hello to Dalek and Tony. I think Tony just revolving doored, but it was a pleasure to see him.
Tony.
Hello.
Hey, he's saying, leaving a like and love. Cards and party today. I'll watch the rewind. Oh, great. I'm so glad you're going to have a party today, Tony. Have fun.
Yay.
Poker party. Sounds like a poker party.
No, probably more like, I don't know if it's Dungeons and Dragons or Magic or what kind of. It's more like a nerd. He's having a nerd party.
Nerd party. Okay.
Yes.
The alien looks kind of cool here. He's kind of creepy looking, but he's kind of cool looking too.
This is my only problem with this episode. This would be one of the most perfect UFO episodes I've ever seen, except that this UFO can breathe on the Earth atmosphere, and they've spent several episodes telling me that they cannot, and that they have to
Oh,
wear this helmet, and they have to breathe in this liquid in
good
order
point.
to
Good point, Joe.
be on Earth.
Yeah, I
And
hadn't actually thought of that, but yeah. Hmm.
and
Do you
that's
think
exactly
maybe?
why.
Do you
That's
think
exactly
maybe?
why their skin is green, because of the substances that they have to be surrounded with in order to
I'm
breathe on Earth.
I'm just wondering though, actually, Jill. Do you
Hmm.
think he did seem like he was trying to defect or leave his UFO counterparts? Do you think maybe he was some kind of like mutant or something that didn't quite fit in with the other other aliens?
That's a possibility. And
That's
that's
no,
exactly what I was thinking,
yeah,
because
it's
that's the
the only
only
way to explain this, right? Because you're right. It is puzzling that he's not wearing a helmet.
and the possibility that he is trying to help Earthlings.
Well, he certainly didn't hurt the old lady at all. I mean, he was actually quite, reasonable. I mean, he distressed her, but he didn't cause her any real harm.
Mhm.
Hey, Herc.
Yeah, but it is troubling that he doesn't. His biology is different, and it's not explained.
Hmm. Hmm.
Admiral Teague says Straker would never put personal needs above his mission. Being a workaholic in a wig is why he's now single.
Uh,
But that's right. He does. He he puts the importance of saving the world over. I mean, I don't think I could do the same thing over his son, and I understand that. But Straker is of a different breed there.
Actually, I think Straker is better off being single because, the way the way he acts, the way he thinks, it's like he really shouldn't have close attachments because, tragedy could happen like it does in this episode, right? He's better off just to stay on his mission, basically, I think, and
Mhm.
be single.
And Just Carol says, I'm digging the set dressing, but the
Yes.
costumes and makeup are a bit not good.
Yeah.
I like it just because I never see anybody dress like that, so it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
But I agree with you, PvP. If he's not going to be honest about what he's really doing, then he shouldn't really. He doesn't really need to be with
Yeah,
anybody.
because ultimately, I think, his wife had every reason to feel horrible towards him because he was a bad husband, basically, and
Well,
father.
yeah, in her perspective, she thinks that he's delaying the medicine from getting to the boy because he's a film producer. That looks
Yeah.
really bad.
Yeah, that's even worse.
Like I get how it's cool for the series for him to be by day his cover is that he's a swinging studio producer, and by night he's protecting the Earth from UFOs and intergalactic threats. But if you're actually the ex-husband, then your wife thinks you're a d-bag because you had to go make a movie, but your son died. You said you would take like anything, any reason that he's running away. It's like I have to go back to the studio, and it's like, why, to make another one of your fairy plays? What the hell is going on, Ed? You're neglecting me and your son. And he's like, I can't tell you I'm saving the world from galactic threat. And it's like that. Well,
Yeah,
no wonder the whole thing fell apart.
well, that's
That's
another
exactly why
tragic.
the marriage didn't work.
That's
Yeah,
just
well, then
as
I think he
tragic,
needs a
isn't it?
better cover. It's his
But
own damn fault.
it's tragic that he can't be honest and tell the wife, what he actually
Mhm.
does, but
No,
he
yeah.
can't, I guess.
But, well, and that's the thing is that you need a better cover then.
Mm,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, yeah.
It's a pretty good cover usually, but it doesn't work for this instance.
No, because
Admi-
this is the first time
No,
we've been encountered, apparently.
so
yeah.
actually, this part is kind of cool because it kind of reminds me of Frankenstein. If you've ever read the novel Frankenstein, where the monster is friends with this little girl who's also blind, and she doesn't know he's a monster. But then, oh, it's been so long since I've actually read it, but the the grown-up comes and sees the monster and hurts him, and the monster has to, run away. And it's pretty tragic in that case. But
Hello, Mr. Brown.
I don't know. It just gives me that feeling for some reason.
Hmm.
And there's the
Well,
transport with the medicine.
they are kind of like Frankenstein, aren't they? Because they are made up of different body parts, are they not? The aliens. It's revealed as the series goes on. They are harvesting human organs, I believe, right? If I'm not
Ew.
mistaken.
You're probably right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I think that's part of the
I'd have to go
series.
back to.
Yeah, because I haven't seen these for years, but I believe that does come into it eventually at some point.
The Vidians.
Oh, Voyager.
Yep.
Oh, and
Oh.
Alec knows something's wrong with Ed, even though he's not talking about it. So he's trying to be a good friend to him, telling him to go home and whatever. But Striker's like, "What home?" Because he's alone.
This
And
was kind of a cool little gadget here.
yes, the alien has his little Lego kit, and he's setting it up.
Exactly.
It's really a transmitter or something, but
It was kind of cheesy, but kind of awesome at the same time.
Well,
I know
yeah.
her face. I've seen her
Scotty?
in other stuff.
the only thing that I saw, like in terms of mainstream on her IMDb, looked like the Avengers and the Saint she was in.
Oh, yes, the Avengers. That's where I remember her from. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she was born in 1890, and most of her credits are old lady.
Wow.
Well, yeah. Well, if you're born in 1890, there wasn't a whole lot of TV happening back then, so
Wow.
makes sense. It makes
Her
sense.
first role was in, actually, I have it right here. Her first role was in 1916.
Wow.
So she has had,
silent film?
I would assume so, considering that the talkies weren't invented until at least the 1929s.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah. Wow. That's
Wow,
cool.
1890. That's incredible. Admiral Teague backs up what you're saying, PvP. He says they harvest our organs. It's possible that this UFO may have a human set of lungs that he stole from someone. They're all Frankenstein's monster at this point. Wow.
Yeah, I knew I
Okay.
remembered that.
See,
I remember that, yeah.
I knew that's what the feeling that these scenes are giving me with this lady and the alien. I think it's on purpose.
I'm thinking that's why the alien couldn't talk to her either, because maybe he didn't have any vocal cords at all, right?
Well, also, I don't think he knows English.
He could have tried to communicate in his alien language.
True. He could have. Dalek 451 says, and yes, Jill, Jerry Anderson Productions are Skyways good. Always good. Sorry. But also Skyways. They're always, flying around. Just Carol says, did the other aliens not let him play their alien games because he was different?
Yes. It's because he couldn't talk and they got bored of having him around. And it was like, will you just say something, Fred? Come on.
And his name was Rudolph, actually, so they didn't like his name either.
Well, there has to be a reason why he's defecting. So maybe.
And we'll never know.
No, we'll never know. Admiral Teague says, that's why Jill can't be head of the Shadow Organization. No, I'd be terrible. I could be in the moon base though. I can do some coordinates and work on the computer. Arc 130 says,
have your purple wig, would you, Jill?
Yeah. Arc 130 says, hello, Scotty R37. Wow, my phone now automatically writes Scotty R37. Cool.
Wow.
Franco Walker says, I think that actress played Sherlock's landlady at some point. And Matt G is here. Hey, Matt G.
Hey, Matt G.
Matt G. And Mr. Brown Lion says, evening all. UFO was great. Preferred Space 1999.
I don't think I've ever seen an episode.
Well, Space 1999 uses the same production stuff from UFO, but it's a different show that shows up that's after UFO.
Cool.
Kirk 130. And Captain Infinity says Blake 7 beats them all. Brown.
Still looking for a way to watch them.
You have access to my media server.
Oh, is it on your media server?
Yes.
Oh, wicked cool. Thank you.
Captain Infinity says, "What's this about Deep Space Nine is a ripoff. Babylon 5."
It's a long story.
It's a long.
Is it a long story? It's basically
No, it's a.
J. Michael Straczynski went and shopped around Babylon 5. They said, well, everywhere said no except for Fox. And then Deep Space Nine was in production at reasonably the same time.
Okay. What it was is I hear that it was pitched to Paramount, like Babylon 5.
Yeah.
With the show Bible and everything. So there's a possibility there. The show creators, though, they say that they didn't know anything about it. So I don't know. Obviously, they're both on the space station, but what really matters is, I think what's nice is that they ended up being friends. Both production people from both series were copacetic. Captain Infinity says, "I do like the Space 1999 spaceships to this day." And Admiral Teague says, "They do harvest our organs. Alex's sister's heart is eventually found in a captured UFO." Spoilers. I didn't know that. That's cool. I mean, not really. That's not cool. That means that Alex's sister is dead. So that's not cool. Why does a blind woman need her number printed on the dial of her rotary phone? That is a good point. I was wondering about that too. What is the deal with that?
Well, if didn't they used to do that on all the phones? So if the phone man comes over and then drops off the phone, he would write the number and the name on it. And so if there was someone else who was there, could say, "You can call me back at this number." That's why that little label's in the middle there, is so that the person using the phone knows the phone number. For visitors. So what if, like, I don't know, an ambulance shows up, or someone enters the cottage because there quite possibly could be an intruder, kind of thing.
That's a good reasoning. Okay, let me see. The moment it passed moon base, it had plenty of time to decelerate. Oh, okay, right. This is about the UFO that decided to crash the UFO, but the alien ejected from the UFO before it crashed.
Yes. Escape pods. Wicked cool.
And Alec is happy because Straker's decided to go home, but I don't know. We never really see that. So Captain Carlin of the submarine is going to go look for the wreckage of the UFO. And so that's what he's doing. He's looking around.
So do they not believe in undershirts?
No.
Yeah, these are always kind of strange kind of uniforms, weren't they? I mean, the fishnet kind of look seems a bit strange for sort of a military organization.
For a uniform, yeah. But
yeah,
still, it must be comfy. It must be comfy.
I'm sure. Probably cool, too. Probably cool.
Yep.
There's probably a functional purpose for it, like whenever they have to go scuba diving or submarine or
well, and also maybe the computers at the time were very warm, and so they couldn't afford air conditioning and asked you to wear a relatively open weave just for your comfort.
Yes.
They do look cool, I guess, though. Those eyes are scary.
Those contact lenses look uncomfortable.
She has no idea. She thinks this is just some kind of random intruder. And she keeps trying to call somebody or leave. But he doesn't really let her do that, but he doesn't actually hurt her either. So he's kind of just keeping her prisoner in her own house.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. Actually, speaking of the blind lady, I just looked up her role in the Avengers, and I actually found the episode that she appeared in as a guest cast. It was an episode 95. It was one of the Emma Peel ones, which are my favorite episodes of the Avengers. It's an episode called "The Girl from Auntie." which was
Huh.
kind of a parody of The Man from U.N.C.L.E., actually.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember she played an old lady with knitting needles that would go around stabbing people. Yeah, that's where I remember her face because she was quite the memorable character in that episode. And she was quite a bit younger then too, right? I mean, she was like what, 5 years younger than that, so she did look a little younger then too.
Makes sense.
Thanks.
It was a fun
Still,
episode.
still 75.
Oh yeah, but she did look a little bit younger actually. Amazingly.
So
So Captain Carlin is gonna go scuba diving. I don't know. He's in his suit, and so he took some pictures of the wreckage. And Alec is talking to him about UFOs that were sighted. One veered off, and the other crashed into the sea. And then, okay, so the alien broadcasts this message that reaches the shadow organization. So it's as if the alien is deliberately talking to them or trying to communicate. And they guess this, that he might be a defector since he's deliberately trying to communicate.
Oh, and here's where it takes a dark turn.
Yes, right. The transporter that was headed to the little boy has been diverted to the UFO because nobody told Alec
Yeah.
that transport had life-saving medicine. Like, at least the people on the freaking transport should have been like, but we're doing this.
yeah,
But nobody told him, and so they just listened. Or what happened was he just called them and said, "Hey, do this," and they just followed orders without asking
Yeah.
questions.
That's a really bad chain of command structure when you're not, telling, your basically someone, your right-hand man here that, what you're not telling them what's going on in such a critical
Yeah.
situation.
So this
And
was on Straker here. Straker
yeah,
knows
big
that if
plot
he
hole.
told Alec, that Alec wouldn't have done that. But I don't know why he doesn't.
he is
Yeah.
more bound by the duty of Shadow than he is in saving his own child. That's dedication, ladies and gentlemen.
I know, but even still, he says, "What have you done?"
Yes. And then Alec is like, oh, I diverted it. It's fine. Everything's working out. I don't know why you're upset. Is anything wrong? You seem very distressed, Ed.
Yeah, was it anything important?
It's just so crazy that they don't communicate. It's just,
Why don't you just tell me what's going on?
yeah. Yeah, that's the one part of the episode that I gotta say really bugged me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is I've only seen half an episode of UFO before. This is the first time that I've seen a full episode, and so far I'm in the process of a man endangering his son's life. With an angry mother who is absolutely justified. You have doesn't know because apparently he's off making movies. He's a narcissistic executive at a movie studio, and he can't even take care of his own son.
Yeah, this is a question where if they actually did get to talk to this alien and communicate effectively, they could save Earth. They could save the planet from this invasion that's happening.
Yes.
Yeah. I suppose in a way that is more important, but it's
yes.
Talk about a catch-22 situation, though. Really,
it is cold.
Yeah.
But as you mentioned, he's a very stoic, rational, logical individual in terms of the reason that he's the head of Shadow, I assume, is because he's willing to make these tough calls.
And here's the call to the actual name of the episode. These things are always a question of priorities.
Yeah. It's a tough episode for sure. This is very kind of an anomaly, though, this episode. I don't think this is like a standard UFO episode. Really.
Well, when I finished watching it, because I started off telling Scotty that it seemed like it was going to be a fun episode because I hadn't finished it. And once I finished it, I almost sent you a message. Never mind. Don't watch this.
Don't watch it.
This is so depressing. It is so sad.
Yeah, it was a real downer of an ending for sure.
Yeah, but I loved it. Like, I had to
Well,
restrain
that's good.
myself. No,
That's
because
good.
like I'm watching it and I'm just like, no, you didn't. That's crazy because you never see stuff like this on TV. And I
Especially
was
in 1970.
F 1970. You wouldn't see it at any time ever. Like, this is having, like, I think the last time that I was like, no, you didn't, is when the kid shot himself with the gun in 90210. I'm just like, you actually, wow. I can't believe you. This is, wow. Like,
Yeah.
it's balls
Yeah.
out storytelling to have stuff like this is crazy cool.
Yeah, it's very dark. Very
I'm
dark.
gonna make
Yeah.
but dark, but like in terms of the ultimate twist and putting stakes on the rest of the series. I've been having conversations about this with Andor. If you're not willing to absolutely gut, then everything else, there's no edge to it. It's like, okay, our regular cast members, they're always going to come back.
True.
Everything's fine, but this actually puts, even if it is just a one-off with Straker's family as being the, the let's see how far Straker will go. This
Right.
is a great episode.
Oh, yeah.
I found 50 minutes of watching this took about 4 hours, and then I was absolutely thankful at the end of the episode. And I was like, holy crap, they actually didn't pull any punches in this.
Oh, I agree. It's really a great episode. I thoroughly enjoyed it, but it is quite unusual, I mean,
Yeah.
for TV.
To see those kind of stakes actually pull through. But yeah, this is where the alien that we've been tracking with the diverted transport, it just dies. And the interceptors, they blow up the one who killed the alien who was attempting
Actually,
possibly to defect.
that's an interesting point I wanted to bring up too. The alien like packs up his little transmitter and walks out into the field, so the lady in the house won't get harmed. I'm assuming.
Well, why would he
Yeah.
turn it on?
But I mean, why would he just wander out in the field to get killed? I mean, you think he would have stayed in the house where there's shelter, right?
But if the thing was going to get him killed, why did he turn it on?
Yeah, that's one part that does kind of puzzle me a bit. But I thought it was kind of nice that he left the old lady's house so she wouldn't get injured.
And if there was any sort of sympathy or character from, like, aside from the extreme close-ups of those painful contact lenses, like, I didn't get any idea what the motivation was from the alien, except to
Yeah,
set up transmitter, make transmitter mobile, walk outside, die.
it seemed like he was trying to communicate, with Shadow in some way. But I mean, being an alien, he just didn't, he didn't have the voice or whatever to actually do it. So I don't know.
Yeah,
That was the implication. He wanted to share something.
Or maybe he
but
just wanted,
we'll never know what.
maybe he just wanted refuge of some sort. Maybe he just wanted to get away from his own kind, so to speak. So
we'll
See-
never know.
yeah, it's kind of a loose thread in the plot. Yeah.
He might have told us everything.
Yeah.
And then Straker gets a flashback of the accident.
As you do.
And she walks out of his life forever, naturally.
Yeah. I never want to see you again.
Yeah, talk about a killer last line in an episode.
She's a great
Wow.
actress in this episode.
Yep.
Yeah, she was
Never
good.
seen
She
her
was very
before.
good.
And we'll probably never see her again.
No, probably not.
Yeah,
Never
I
will.
don't think we do.
I don't know
But,
where I was in the chat.
But that is that, I guess, like, would that be, how far into the series is that episode, Jill?
I think it's up number 5, is it not, Jill?
It's number 8.
Okay.
It seems like
Thank
the
you.
yeah, the one I watched, it was listed as number 5, so I think it must be the European North American thing where sometimes they jumble up the episode order in different countries, kind of thing. So,
Either way.
but I mean, it doesn't really matter what number it is. It's still
Well,
great.
no, I'm curious. And how many episodes are there?
I can look that up actually. Just give me
Cool.
a minute here. Let me
Okay,
see.
so I'm watching this in production order because
Oh, that would
I
make a
learned-
difference.
I learned about this series from Clobberin Times from their Thursday night. On Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Central, they have their clubhouse. And so I learned about this show from that show. And that the best way to watch it is in production order. So that's why Question of Priorities is number 8 in the production order.
And Words and Pictures says there are 26, and so you're saying this is
Yep.
the 8th early in the
26.
series.
There's
That's
26. Yeah.
great. Thank you, PvP, and thank you, Words and Pictures. And so that's like in terms of the character development through the story. This is huge. I wonder how much if
Yeah.
he's going to be angrier as the episodes go on, or if he's going to be a little
I
bit.
don't know if it's going to affect his character at all.
Yeah, it'll be interesting though.
Oh,
So
here,
what-
I just want to mention it's listed as number 5 on Wikipedia here, which I think is the broadcast order. And it says the production code, it's number 8. So both are correct in that sense.
Huzzah! I'm glad we got to the
Neat.
bottom, but
They
still,
both
even
lined
in
up.
yeah, but having that, like, whether it be 5 or 8 in terms of the broadcast order, or you see this in the production order, both of them are
Mm.
reinforce his stoicism and really show his character off. But yeah, he's kind of a dick.
He's kind of stubborn, yeah.
Kind of a dick.
Pretty stubborn to let your kid die, just because you're doing your job. That's a bit harsh.
Yeah, it was really tragic, and I definitely this is one of those cases where I cry over an episode, and so I did.
Oh,
And Stricker, yeah,
gosh.
yeah,
Well, I
he
didn't
made
cry,
he
but
made a choice that I probably wouldn't have.
I did feel quite sad. It was a
And
harsh
so-
episode.
Actually, it's kind of amazing that this story kind of lined up with an episode that we just watched yesterday of the new Star Trek, the new Trek, the filth,
Bald spaceman.
the bald spaceman.
Yeah.
But I had none of the emotions watching that episode that I did for this episode. This one, ripped your heart out, kind of, and actually made me question Straker, and kind of made me angry with him, just like the mother is. But from my vantage point, it's easy to say that he was wrong and that he should have diverted the plane. But I'm not in the same position he is, trying to save the world from the UFO invasion.
Yeah.
And if they could have gotten, the right information from the alien who wanted to be helpful, they could have saved more lives. So it's that old Star Trek question, the needs of the many kind of thing.
Mm.
And that's the thing of this episode. It doesn't answer that question for you. It leaves it up in the air. Which is what makes television incredible, is when they make you question these things.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, totally.
And also, it also reminds me of some real Star Trek. It reminds me of that episode in Deep Space Nine with Worf and Jadzia, called Change of Heart, where Dax wants to go on a honeymoon, but they end up they end up crashing, and they end up having to help, or they end up being diverted, trying to save this Cardassian. What happens? Do you guys remember this episode?
I'm not familiar with the episode. No.
Yeah.
What season was that, Jill?
I don't remember what season
Have
it
we
was.
watched that one? I can't remember.
No, we haven't
watched that
gotten
one
to it yet. No, we
5 or
haven't.
6? 6?
This is after they get married.
Okay, I'm going to be clueless on this then, because I haven't seen that episode probably since it aired on TV. So,
Well, all I know is the Jem'Hadar attack, and they become stranded.
oh, okay,
And in the Badlands,
wow.
Worf and Dax, they end up on this planet.
I remember, yeah.
And
Well, talk about a honeymoon, eh?
yeah, that ends up being the honeymoon, and Dax
Oh,
becomes
my.
injured,
Yikes.
and Worf doesn't want to leave her behind. And at the end of the episode, Worf was supposed to save some Cardassian who had some kind of information. And and here's the dialogue at the end of the episode that I really liked. Cisco says, "Were you aware that the information that man had could have saved millions of lives?" And Worf said, "Yes." "So what happened? You may not understand. Try me, sir." And Worf says, "You were at my wedding. You heard the story of the first 2 Klingon hearts, and how nothing could stand against them, and how they even destroyed the gods that created them. I've heard that story since I was a boy, but never understood it. I mean, really understood it, until I was standing in the jungle, with my heart pounding in my chest, and I found that even I could not stand against my own heart.
Wow.
I had to go back, and it did not matter what Starfleet thought, or what the consequences were. She was my wife, and I could not leave her."
Boy, that's powerful writing. Wow.
It was.
Great. Great
And then
stuff.
Cisco says, as your captain, it is my duty to tell you that you made the wrong choice. I don't think Starfleet will file any formal charges. Even a secret court martial would run the risk of revealing too much about their intelligence operations. But this will go into your service record. And to be completely honest, you probably won't be offered a command on your own after this.
Boy, that's
And
tough stuff. Wow.
yeah, I have also issued new orders. You and Jadzia are not to be assigned a mission on your own ever again.
Wow.
And one last
Yeah.
thing.
Wow.
As a man who had a wife, if Jennifer had been lying in that clearing, I wouldn't have left her either.
Nice twist. Yeah, gee, it's a no-win situation, isn't it? Really, in a sense. I mean, either way, you're gonna lose. I mean, no matter what decision you make, you're gonna lose in some way.
Well, it's a matter of priorities.
Well, the thing is, I mean, I can understand
A
Worf's
question of priorities. Sorry, my mistake.
question of
I
priorities,
saw
but
what you were going
it's
for
very similar, though, isn't it, to this episode? Wow, that's really good. That's really good, Jill. That's nice. Nice research there. Wow.
Thank you. Well, yeah, that's the episode that I thought of. I thought, is there another Star Trek episode that reminds me of this kind of story? And that's the one that came to mind.
Very similar, yeah. I could understand though. I mean, if I had just got married and I was going on my honeymoon and
Mhm.
I could lose my, I don't think I couldn't let my wife die either. I don't think. I think I'd have to go with the personal decision to save her. I don't think, but I mean, damn, that would be tough. I mean, if millions of people could have been saved, like that's a lot of weight on your shoulders to carry around, right? So, wow.
Exactly. And I think that's the kind of burden that Straker had to face in that episode.
Yeah. Well,
Dalek
I'm
says,
sure. Yeah. Yeah.
I was live earlier this afternoon. First regular live stream in weeks.
Heavens, Dalek.
Hmm.
I know you've been doing the wizard game.
I
And
want to do some wizarding games too.
yeah.
Seems like fun.
So I've been poking in, but the thing is that I'm allergic to wizards. We have to get this special anti-wizard antibodies from the Americas. We're launching an interceptor to anyway.
Yeah. And okay, so I did read some of this stuff.
Right.
So I'm trying to see where I am exactly. I was going through some that I skipped. Oh,
Yeah.
Tony
look
says
familiar.
moonshine and magic. Okay, my turn. Toodles.
Later. Later from the future.
That was a while back, I think. Actually, I saw that comment before. Yeah, you've read these already, I think, Jill. Some of these. Jill. Purple face, crying face. What? What?
Someone's enjoying themselves.
Someone's emojiing out.
Okay, so Captain Infinity says, well, I debate plot holes, so everyone is entitled to prefer whatever they like, taste-wise. I mean, I find Star Trek a bit slack and loose with physics, but apparently thinking that is blasphemy. Well, sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. And it isn't always so much that they need to get the physics perfect, it's that they inspire real physics to advance further than it's ever gone because an engineer looks at it and thinks, hey, maybe I can make that. And then we get the iPad.
Depends on the episode too. Some episodes are much better written than other episodes, so there is inconsistency, of course.
Yeah. Admiral Teague says we could get Jill a purple wig for moon base duty. Yeah, I can control those computers and their trajectories of the men going down the tubes into the interceptor planes. Seems like fun.
That's more operations, not communications, though.
Hmm.
Well, just in terms of your officer status.
Oh, right. That's true. Well, no, they communicate. They do everything.
So you're going to be on communications and then
they're the scientists. They're working the computers.
okay.
They have to communicate too that hey, there's this plane is in this location and
I
what do you want to do about it?
I didn't mean to underestimate your qualifications for Shadow. I apologize.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Well, Joe could re-engineer all the computers to do a much better, much more efficient job of everything. So
Yep.
Well, at least all the cursors would be enterprises.
there you go. There you go. That's good.
And Captain Infinity says, "Where does the holodeck end and the replicator begin?"
Good question.
I have theories. It's a long.
Yeah.
It's a long exploration, though.
Yeah, you don't exactly see a normal replicator station in the holodeck. It's just that, whenever you need to eat real food on the holodeck, you just somehow can. And the holodeck is capable of producing
Well, how does that?
real
I mean,
matter or
isn't
just an illusion.
isn't the holodeck and replicators? Don't they basically take energy or something and transform it into matters in some magical way? Or I'm kind of forgetting now, but I haven't thought about this stuff in a while.
Hard light holograms, replicator
One of these-
technology,
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
somehow.
force fields.
Yeah, it's kind of magic, really. I mean, I'm sure they have pseudo scientific explanations in the episodes, but I haven't watched.
Sort of like
this
warp
in a
drive.
long
Yeah.
time. Yeah. It's cool though. Gosh, I
Oh,
wish
for
we had.
sure.
Wish we had that stuff in real
and
life.
even still, it is inspired by real technology of people trying to create virtual realities.
Absolutely. Yeah.
True. Well, we kind of have virtual reality, I guess, in a way now.
But yeah. And the first steps towards something that would be more holographic. They're still working on holograms now.
Well, didn't ABBA do like a hologram tour or something when they came out with that new album a few years ago?
Didn't Tupac present an Emmy? I forget. Or a Grammy?
Seems to me there have been some instances where they've tried to use that tech, to actually do something, in the real world, but
It's like in
still
Blade
seems a
Runner
bit-
2049 when you see Elvis in Vegas.
oh geez, I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen Blade Runner 2049? It's good.
No,
Check it out.
I'm not sure if I want to see it. I like the original film so much, I'm afraid it might ruin it for me. So
Your constitution needs strengthening. You can't destroy the original.
Mhm.
no, I'll probably get around to seeing it one of these days. But I heard so many mixed reviews about it. I wasn't really too worried about seeing it right away. So
Well, to each their own.
I'll watch it probably eventually whenever I get a chance. Too many things on the watch list, though.
Space 1999 is the same production company and an extension of this show's contract, says Admiral Teague. Franco Walker says UFO turned into Space 1999. Yes,
Oh,
good.
wow, cool.
And Captain
Yep.
Fandom Nerd says to Admiral Teague to DM me sometime. All right. Say, I love it when there's some communication going on here and people getting together. Admiral Teague says, well, Star Trek said yes to Babylon 5 and just didn't admit they liked the idea, right? Captain Infinity says the show creators lied. And Admiral Teague says it's cooler for the UFO than Alex's sister. Poor Alex's sister. Captain Infinity says, oh, for visitors? I thought it was a sex thing. What?
The phone.
The phone?
Yeah.
What?
Huh?
I'm still
I think
confused.
I
What?
thought it was the phone label. I thought that's what he was referring to at the time.
Oh, the phone label. The phone. Okay, see, I had no idea. Admiral Teague says, Scotty's right. All rotary phones had it, except the one at my parents' house. They found it insultingly stupid.
Come to think of it, when I was a kid,
Scotty's right.
we had a rotary phone on the wall in the kitchen, and come to think of it now, when I think back, there might have been a phone number attached to it. That's a distant memory, though. But yeah, I think it might have been all phones back then.
Franco
even with-
Walker's. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, even phones of the past, ladies and gentlemen. But even with the touchtone phones, I remember they used to have those little windows that came with a card, and you could write your phone number in it and put it back in the card, and it would be after you lifted
Very
the
true.
receipt. Yeah.
Very
So-
true. I think I had one of those too, not too many years ago.
Well, yeah, they still had those in the 90s. It was just like little stickers on the back of the
Yeah.
phone. Franco Walker said, why don't they have women down there with them in the same uniform? They do.
They did. There
they
was a
did.
woman in the episode. She was on the lower deck, and they did something with the hatch, right?
Yes, I might have gone through that slide really quickly, but
Oh,
she was
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, it was like open the hatch, close the hatch, and she was like controlling the hatch to let the scuba diving guy back in the ship.
Yes, but she has covers for her
naughty bits.
yeah.
Well, she wasn't quite as transparent, yeah.
Well, that I wanted equality in my uniforms.
Spoken like a true dude there, Scotty.
Well, I had to see chest hair. What's wrong?
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong, but I guess for 70s TV, it might have been a little
Said
bit
like a
racy.
true dude.
Might have been a little bit racy back then.
Meh. You're killing
Now-
kids.
Now they'd probably have it on the streaming services for sure. They got lots of nudity.
No, it's become more puritanical now. People are more afraid of sex than ever.
I'm just thinking back to Game of Thrones. Some of that was some pretty nudie stuff.
Well, I think aren't the British less afraid of sex than Americans?
Oh, same with Canada. I mean, I think there have been actually TV shows on here, even on some of the mainstream channels that had a little bit of nudity once in a while. I think we're less hung up on it in places like Britain and Canada. It seems.
Admiral Teague says, "Who's hotter, this blind lady or Lovey Howell from Gilligan's Island?"
Oh God.
I'm conflicted.
PvP, I think this
Lovey.
one's for you.
What? What?
Is it the lady with the needles from that Avengers episode,
definitely.
or
No.
is it Lovey Howell from Gilligan's Island?
Well-
Which one would you smash?
If I had the choice, I'd have to go with Lovey, I guess, because
Either way, no
she's a
matter
little-
who wins, we all lose.
I would not actually make that choice for either one of them if I had the choice.
You got to pick one.
No,
You gotta pick one.
I'll go with Lovey because the blind lady's just a little too old. Actually, she's a lot too old.
More experience.
Yeah, but seriously,
I don't know.
I gotta find someone physically attractive, or I'm just.
How about Marianne? How about
I'm not-
Marianne?
Oh, Marianne, yeah, for sure.
All right, that's good.
I
And
love Marianne.
Ginger would be nice too.
That
That's
wasn't
the
one of
old-
the options you agreed.
That's the old debate, though, right? Marianne or Ginger?
Hey, Words and Pictures is here.
Hey, words and pictures.
I didn't even notice that.
Ahoy!
Hey, Jill, Scotty, PvP, and chat. And Dog451 said, "Where did you watch this episode?"
North America.
Yes. Just Carol.
The internet, the power of the internet, Dalek.
Just Carol says, "If you could only save one, Jill or Scotty?"
I would run in front of the car. I would do it. I would make the choice.
Oh, no, we can't do that.
Sorry, if it's you or me, lady, I'm gonna jack. You can have the door from the Titanic, and I'll drift gracefully into the briny deeps, and then people for years will say, "Jill, there was room on the door."
I know, right? She's so rude.
So I'm gonna make it so everybody thinks that you killed me. It'll be fine. It'll be great.
No, I'd find a way. This isn't happening.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna
All
find
right.
another fucking door.
Kobayashi Maru, you gotta pick one. You gotta pick one.
Well, I wouldn't want either of you guys to die. That would be tragic.
I'm willing to sacrifice myself for the situation. Just I'll put my Katra into somebody else, and then you can take me to the hills of Mount Salea.
We just need to make sure your body ends up on the Genesis planet.
Proto matter.
There you go.
There we are. Solved.
Yay!
We get a sequel and everything.
Admiral Teague says Straker is a man obsessed. He has no room for love or family. But if he fails everyone and loses everything, so he stoically soldiers on. Uh-oh.
Oh, what?
Oh, yeah. Nothing. It was nothing.
All right.
This is a text message about something that I already know I have to do.
Perfect. Reminders are
Like,
fun.
Here's a reminder for the thing you have to do. Thank you. Admiral Teague says, "I root for the UFOs when I watch this show, personally." Ah. Well, I root for learning more about them. I want to know more besides them harvesting organs and being green.
Yeah, the UFOs do seem to just get blown up a lot of the time in a lot of episodes, unfortunately. I kind of wish they had kind of gone a little more in depth into them, but I can't remember if they ever do actually.
No, they don't. That's why I'm watching. Franco Walker says it would have to be Jill. It's her stream.
That's true.
Yeah, I'd have to save Jill too, I guess. Yeah.
Oh wow, that didn't take much arm bending. Thanks, guys.
Nothing personal, Scotty, but
Hey, we're
Yeah,
already
well.
getting the Genesis planet ready for you. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah, fair enough.
Captain Infinity says, at least in South Park, they are brave enough to kill Kenny.
at every episode.
And Admiral Teague says, we're sorry, Mrs. Straker. Your son's allergies to platinum blonde hair dye were too much to overcome.
Oh, that's good.
They're trying to show us that maybe some of UFOs are a fifth column who might want peace. What's fifth column?
I think it's some ancient military thing, but I can't recall it.
And Franco Walker says, you bastards!
Wah, 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 wah.
Nice Kenny reference there.
Hey, Cardinalson.
Hey, Stan.
Oh, man. Oh, happy belated birthday, Cardinalson. Great to see you here. Let's see. Oh, hey. Let me do this real quick.
Yep. And Dalek says, never mind. I find all the episodes. They are all on BritBox. 26 episodes. Perfect.
Yeah, it doesn't take long to watch the whole series, really, since there's only 26 of them.
26. Yeah, hours.
Captain Infinity says, seen Blake 7 and The Expanse? You may be allowed on my panel one day. I've seen the first season of The Expanse. I still need to continue. But it's good, hard science fiction. I know I want to see more.
I really want to watch For All Mankind now that I can.
You can.
Okay.
Go for it. I'm going to talk about it later, but you can watch it now.
Cool.
Admiral Teague says the needs of the Shadow Organization outweigh the needs of Johnny Straker. Yeah, apparently.
I guess.
Captain Infinity says, bald space skin job. Picard ain't Picard. He dead. That's right. Captain Kirk would say, Picard was never here.
Right.
Franco Walker says, it's when they were going to pick up a Cardassian defector. Okay, yes, thank you, Franco Walker. I kind of just half remember that episode and just picked up the dialogue at the end that I really liked. Teatime says, I hope you know this will go down on your permanent record. And Words and Pictures says, random point. Purple hair in UFO is directly referenced as influencing some Japanese American character's hair. All I can recall now is Neon Genesis Evangelion. Is that like an anime?
Yeah, I think that's anime, Jill. Yeah.
Because if I don't know what it is, it's either anime or drugs. Or...
Yes, the Neon Genesis Evangelion is it's the hottest drug on the streets of Tokyo right now.
Edge of Time says Whiz Off works for me. Works wonders.
There you go, Scotty.
I don't know what that is.
For people allergic to wizards, I'm guessing.
Oh, perfect. I do need some Whiz Off.
I gotta say, Whiz Off sounds a bit rude, really.
Get going, PvP. I didn't know what was happening.
Oh, that's okay. I like to help.
Dalek451 says, yes, Scotty. I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy. In fact, I'm going to be streaming more of it later tonight.
I don't know what the shipping is like for the Whiz Off, so I may not be able to see you tonight, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you order before midnight tonight, Scotty, you should be okay.
Same day delivery? That's wicked.
There you go.
I'm going to be playing that game too, but not on this channel.
Yeah, it seems like it's a popular game, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And
at least I've heard that.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. going into the Wizarding World and Hogwarts.
Well, I like
and
how
stuff.
it's upsetting the woke people too. That seems like an extra bonus. So.
Well, that's the weird thing is because this game went out of its way to be as well. It's not even a woke game, but it does refer to you as they. That's the only thing in it that's woke. The entire
Right.
story is
But
not.
that wasn't far enough. I'm guessing for the
No.
wokesters.
No, the reason why is because the game doesn't belittle anybody or put anyone down, so that's why the woke people
Oh,
don't like it.
so it doesn't hate white
No,
males. Oh, I get it.
no, there's no hate in the game. It's just a wizard game,
Oh, okay.
so it wasn't good enough.
Yeah. Oh, somebody's mic just shorted out. It sounded like.
Yeah. Admiral Teague says it's holosuite sex, Riker. It's much like regular sex, but its effects are easily dismissed. Yeah, right. You don't have to. Basically, it's masturbation. Franco Walker says, I'd hate to be on the cleanup crew for that. And Admiral Teague says, Lovey is attractive. And hail to Cardinal Sin. Did I say happy birthday yet? It was his birthday yesterday.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Cardinal.
Congratulations on another successful orbit around the sun.
Yes.
Yeah, it's always good to get another one of those under your belt, so to speak.
That is Jill's Twitter. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Jill. Yeah, that's my Twitter.
Look at that. Anyway. And
Dalek-
Dalek, you can get this episode at Daily Motion. There's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Oh, and there's your channel, Scotty.
Oh, yay. Thanks, Matt G.
Wow.
And I posted a link to this panel if anybody wants to hang out. Otherwise, we'll have a short show today and go home.
Kind of like Stryker.
What home?
Oh, exactly.
Admiral Teague says, hail and happy birthday at Cardinal Sin. Dalek451 says, the setup for the show kind of sounds like the one from Captain Scarlet. And Dalek continues, except the Mysterions were a lot more dangerous. Yeah, it's an anime, Jill. Yeah, I'm completely ignorant to all of it.
I like how Franco Walker already has the advertising copy for it. It's not Wicked, it's Whiz Off. Anyway.
Yeah, Captain Scarlet was actually an awesome show.
Oh, hey, Dalek. It's
Hey,
been
Dalek.
a long time since I've talked to you. How are you
Ahoy.
doing?
Hello.
Damn it.
Oh, yes, I've missed you so. How are you, sir? First words out of your... Oh, damn it.
Sorry, that was something to do with. That was to do with my head. But I was just plugging in my earphones. It's all right. It's nothing.
Well,
Yeah,
how
it's
you
been-
been doing?
Yeah, it's been quite a while, hasn't it, Jill, since I've spoken to you properly or been on this channel or been a stream with any of you, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a little while. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I lose track after a while. Though there's so many people on so many streams, I should start writing it down. This person was on here, they were over here. This day. There's just so many streams going on.
Well, and like I said, Dalek, it's just with the... I know that you've been enjoying your time in the wizarding world, and I'm not much of a fan. And so I'm happy that you're doing the thing. I just don't have much to contribute is all. That's why I haven't been bothering you lately.
Right. Well, yeah. I have been enjoying my time in the wizarding world in Hogwarts Legacy. I've been really enjoying it. In fact, I've been pretty much obsessed. I've been playing the game so much. But I think
Yeah, there's nothing like getting into a video game and just going totally obsessed on it. I haven't had that feeling in a while, though, actually. So I don't know anything about Hogwarts. I mean, other than what I've heard about it, but obsessed on it.
Oh, I know plenty about it,
Do you have to fight
but I haven't
dragons?
played the game yet.
You do get attacked by a dragon at the very beginning of the game, but you don't fight it, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
But you have to sort of, well, and again,
Ah.
I know nothing of it just because of my personal preferences. But I'm glad that it's good. I'm glad. Is the story, like the campaign of it, really good?
Overall, yeah, I'd say the game's really good. I really love it. But it's not. It's. I mean, if you watch the live stream I did earlier today, I actually basically my gave my thoughts on the game, and I basically said it's a really good game, but it's not perfect because there's definitely some things in it which I don't think make me think why did they do that, or was it think this game definitely has a few little flaws, but it's not. But in general, it is a really good game. It's a really fun game, and I really like the story of it, and I like the game. I like the spell, the mechanics of casting spells, and also there's so much you can do in it. You don't just have to follow just the main story. There's side quests and little challenges and hidden secrets and Easter eggs and all kinds of things that you can do and find. It's a lot of fun.
It sounds like a game that you could spend a lot of time playing, actually, with all those different aspects to it. Then,
Yeah, you could. This is a game, and this is a game you could spend you could spend days engrossed in. It really is.
Cool. Wow. So is this like downloadable or something, or you have to buy like a disc, or?
I think. When I got it for my. As I'm sure you know, I bought a PlayStation 5,
Ah, right.
and I bought the game at the same time, and
Okay.
I got it on disc.
Okay.
So yeah, you can get it on disc, but I think you can also download it. Yeah, I mean, there's a few, you can either get it from Steam, or you can get it for the PlayStation 5, you can get it for the Xbox Series X or Series X/S,
Okay.
but those are the platforms you can get it for right now.
Would
But
you say it's a open world game?
yeah, it is an open world game. Yeah. I think that's what they're calling it. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, I look forward to playing it myself, but I don't really have too much to say about it since I haven't played it yet.
Because
So
there's a lot more. Because you don't. Yeah, you don't. It is definitely open world because you don't just well, you can explore Hogwarts Castle a lot. It's Hogwarts Castle alone there's loads to explore there, but beyond the castle, there's even more to explore. There's loads of stuff.
Well, my husband's playing it, and the only thing that excites me about it so far is that the Ravenclaws are actually wearing the right proper uniforms with the right colors, the house colors, and there's not a stupid raven on the robes. There's an actual eagle on there. So that's pretty cool.
That seems that does seem to be a misconception, doesn't it? That raven, because it's called Ravenclaw. You'd think the symbol of it would be a raven, but it's not. It's an eagle.
Yeah, that's the mistake that Warner Brothers made. They totally fucked it up, and it's great to see it the way it should have always been.
Yeah, I've basically beaten the game already, but I've completed the story, but I'm far from done with it. I want to play through. I want to play the game through the game again as the other three houses, because
I hear that. Okay, so you get different characters in each house, right? So the story's going to be different each time, or is it going to be generally the same?
The story's going to be slightly different depending on which house you pick. It doesn't the overall story remains pretty much the same either way, but
then what gives it its replayability? Is it just your different housemates?
Well, you get access to a different house common room for starts. and you meet, and I think you depending on which house you pick, you meet certain characters in the game earlier than you would in any other house, and at one point there's like a unique quest that you only get
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, so it's more like if you want to get all the achievements of the game, you got to be
yeah, but basically, yeah.
So that's your next step. Is you're going to do all that.
If you want to really 100% the game, you do have to play through as all 4 Hogwarts houses. Yeah.
Cool.
Who did you play as? Who did you play as first?
Which house was I in first? Gryffindor.
Gryffindor. Okay.
Does everybody go for Gryffindor first?
No.
From what I've heard, no. Most people don't go for Gryffindor first. I think
they pick their house.
I think a lot of people go for Slytherin first.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd be in Ravenclaw. It's the best. It's the best house. You get to be at the top. They have telescope in their own library, and that would be my house.
Well, I hate to disappoint. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Jill, but in terms of the order of the houses I'm going to play through, I'm going to save Ravenclaw for last.
That doesn't disappoint me. It's my house. You don't need to be there. Probably can't answer the riddles anyway to get in there.
Oh wow! Wizard shots fired.
I'm just kidding, by the way.
Oh my heavens! I don't even know who to root for.
My goodness! My goodness!
Oh, Admiral Teague says in-house Slytherin all the way.
Yes, I could see that Admiral Teague could be Slytherin. My husband's Slytherin too, and
I'll be HR Puff and stuff.
Hufflepuff?
Is that I'll be Hufflepuff. What are Hufflepuffs like? Tell me, like it's an astrological sign or something. What does a Hufflepuff do?
I'll tell you.
Which house you end up in depends on what traits of your character you value the most.
Right. So how do I get to be a Hufflepuff?
You got to be loyal to be in Hufflepuff.
Forget that. No. But anyway, what else?
You got to be in Slytherin. You have to be ambitious.
Nope, not me.
To be in Ravenclaw, you have to value knowledge.
Nope, still nothing. What else we got?
And to be in Gryffindor, you have to be courageous. You have to be brave.
Okay, so then where do you go if none of those work?
You're
like, is there?
I think you maybe go to the outhouse, Scotty.
So what's Hagrid?
Hagrid.
What house is he?
Oh you mean what house was he in when he was when he was at Hogwarts? Because
he never went to Hogwarts.
No, he did go to Hogwarts, but he got expelled. He did go to Hogwarts, but he got expelled. Okay,
then I'm just gonna hang out with Hagrid.
Every wizarding child in Britain goes to Hogwarts at some point, and they each end up in the. They're all sorted into one of the 4 houses, and
the wizarding educational system seems exemplary.
Yeah, Hagrid was Gryffindor.
Oh, was he? I wonder if he'll let me hang out.
He was in Gryffindor. That makes sense.
Can I just sell pot to the kids? No, I'm joking.
Well,
I'm joking.
I think that the house that would most be receptive to that would probably be Hufflepuff. They're very much into
Hufflepuff. Yeah, they're the weed dealers.
Yeah, if you go into their common room has lots of plants, right?
There you go, botanist.
Yeah. I haven't had the chance to actually go in there yet, but what I've seen, the Hufflepuff common room looks very, very earth and plant based. Because it's like entering the set of it's like entering the set of a badger because the symbol of Hufflepuff is a badger.
Yeah, so
that sounds like me.
Yeah, if you want the Stoner house, that is pretty much it. It's right next to the kitchen too.
Yeah,
Yay!
It
Because they get
is,
the
yeah.
munchies.
That's right.
plant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Hufflepuff common room is right next to the school kitchens. That's right.
Well, there you go.
All right. I'm
You
gonna
got
I'm
the
gonna
you got the plant base. You got the kitchen. I mean, you're all set, right,
I mean,
Scotty?
honestly, I feel like you're more of a Slytherin, but the hat will take your choice into consideration. You can be Hufflepuff if you want.
That's true. That's
I
true. The sorting hat takes your personal choice of house into consideration before deciding where you should go. So,
the
so
hat
if, so
looks
if
at me.
you,
What exactly is a Jedi?
if you want to be if you want to be in Hufflepuff, just if you ever play this game, you want to be in Hufflepuff, you choose loyalty.
All
Then you'll
right.
be in Hufflepuff.
Sounds good.
Admiral Teague says we need a reference to Jimmy Osmond and Witchy Poo now. I don't know what that is.
I haven't the slightest.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
shots fired. Yeah, no, I was
Wizard
just being
shots!
faithful.
I'm guessing Jimmy Osmond was one of the Osmond brothers, but that's pretty vague even for me. And I kind of remember those dudes way back when. I mean, you guys know Donny Osmond, I'm sure, right?
Not personally.
Well, I mean, you've heard of him.
Yeah, not
Somewhat.
really.
He was he was
actually very
Joseph
big.
in the amazing Technicolor
He was
Dreamcoat.
one of those big kid stars back in like the 60s and 70s or whatever. And then he got his own show with his sister, Marie Osmond, I think her name was, back in the 70s. They had a major hit TV show, actually.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
No, I think there were 5 Osmond brothers, and they all sang, and they were like a singing, dancing kind of set of brothers, and they were actually very talented. Actually, not my kind of thing, but they were actually very, very talented.
Oh, it's from HR Puff and stuff. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh, by the way, I just want to mention while we're still on here, Gabrielle Drake, that is, of course, one of the main characters on the moon base, was the sister of a musician called Nick Drake. And anybody who has never checked out Nick Drake's music should do so. I would recommend because he's actually very, very good.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, it's cool because Gabrielle, I believe, has actually done some interviews and documentaries talking about her brother. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Kind of a cool connection.
And so I'm wondering if maybe did we mention already STD's dead for sure now? We knew it was going to be dead, but now for sure we know it's gone forever. Season 5 is the last.
Nobody's
one.
mentioned it yet.
Did we mention that?
Not,
No, we didn't.
not on
Okay,
this
so
group.
at least, yeah, okay. So I'm not exactly going to be dancing in the street until Secret Hideout is no longer working to make Star Trek. But it's nice that that's over.
Yeah, that's a relief, eh?
Yeah.
I remember back in the 70s when music disco suddenly faded out and died, and that was a relief too. I'm not a big
great.
disco fan, really, of either kind.
Yeah.
Speaking of all that filthy stuff, though, I actually did to watch season 3, episode 3.
That's
of Picard.
right. Yeah, you didn't get to share what
No,
you wanted
I
to
made
share
a whole
about
bunch
that.
of I made a
Go
whole
ahead.
bunch of notes too, but Scotty got so far behind in the chat, I just kind of gave up after a while. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Yeah, I still have my notes here. These might be kind of incoherent.
Okay.
Well, I'd probably had a few beers and I had to have a few beers to watch it basically because it's like, oh God, I can't watch this stuff sober.
Well,
Let's
sure.
see.
With all the non-Starfleet things happening,
Oh.
I could understand.
I did kind of enjoy the Picard Beverly scene. They actually seem to be going for actual drama there.
Well,
So
they tried.
I kind of gave that scene a pass. I thought, okay. And you know what really struck me is that scene went on for like how many minutes? Like 2, 3, 4 minutes. I mean, that went on for quite a while in the episode, right? And I'm used to these, scenes where they just jump cut. They're all over the place. And they never let a scene play out like they used to on TV, right? So I thought that was kind of refreshing, actually. Uh, I thought the thing, where Beverly couldn't tell him, she was pregnant was kind of silly. It's like, come on, I know Picard's busy and he's hopping around the galaxy saving people, but couldn't Beverly just have sent him an email?
Yeah, it's
You know,
not really her choice to make. If he's
yeah,
part of making a life, then he needs to be informed of that. That's
yeah, it's
pretty crazy.
50-50 deal, right?
Especially
So
especially knowing that it's kind of a miracle, given her age, that she just made a baby. It's like, wow,
yeah,
look at that.
so I thought, why didn't Beverly just, send him a message like, like that wouldn't be hard to do.
No,
Uh,
but she's not at all herself. Nobody is themselves in this
yeah, yeah,
season.
true, 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 true. And the when Riker is says Picard is he's still the same man. It's like, no, he's not.
No, he's not. But that is the writer saying, "Don't worry about it. We're not worried about that. Just stop talking about it."
Yeah, well, I can't stop thinking about it
No,
because
I
it's just,
know.
you know. And then
That makes
let's see,
sense.
Jack blaming others for everything. Once again, Jack is such an annoying character. I'm thinking, come on, Jack, just grow up and take some responsibility for your actions once in a while, buddy. It's like, that just ticked me off. Let's see. I did kind of like the slower pacing in some of the scenes in this episode, though. I thought it's nice to, actually, as TV used to let a scene play out with the dialogue and they wouldn't have to constantly be, changing it up, minute by minute. So I did think that was a little bit passable. Uh, yeah, let's see.
Yeah,
Uh,
but this episode's basically
oh,
saying
and
Starfleet's
then
neglectful
yeah,
again.
and then when Picard was it Picard told Riker, "Call me number one." That was kind of weird.
That is weird. Franco Walker says long-haired lover from Liverpool was little Jimmy Osmond.
There
And
you go.
Admiral Teague says we gathered at this airlock to dispose of all our honorable dead. STD. Of all the shows I've watched in all my life, this was the least human. And hey, it's Donnie Pearson.
Hey,
Hello.
Donnie.
Hello, anti-derivative Jill, Scotty, Dalek, PvP, and all. Hope everyone is well, despite mixed reactions to the breaking Star Trek news from last afternoon.
Hi, Donnie.
Was it mixed reactions? Donnie's the best. He's a artist and a musician, really talented guy with a great YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And he says, with all due respect to different sides, I will not expect the final season of STD. Still an okay show for Donnie. Anyway, to rule or draw.
Well, and Donnie, I like how you've been sort of presenting yourself and your likes and dislikes online. And I saw one that you posted, and it was like, I would like to say to everybody who doesn't like the current Star Trek thing, that's fine. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, I can't get too worked up either way. If people hate it or people love it or people are in the middle, like I'm kind of lukewarm on it at best. It's like whatever. I mean, whatever you think, folks, that's fine. I mean, it's called democracy, right? So I'm cool with that. But I just
I
wanted to quickly, go through the episode if you guys don't mind.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I thought
Um,
when they went back, I guess around that point to the scenes with Worf and Raffi, and I thought actually Worf had some decent lines in that scene. I can't remember anything in particular because it's been so many hours since I watched it, but I thought he talked about what some of his escapades back in TNG, right?
well, yeah, the only thing that he said that was in character was a list of his accomplishments in
Yes,
Star
yeah,
Trek.
that's
Yes.
it, Jill. Yes, thank you. That's
I
exactly.
am Worf,
I
son of
liked.
Moog, House of
Yes.
Martok, son of Sergei, House Rajenko, Bane of the Duras family, and Slayer of Galron.
Absolutely correct, Scotty. Thank you so much.
And
That's
daughter of the
exactly it.
house.
And
But
holder of the sacred Beta Z ring.
but I thought, wow,
Chalice of Reeks, Chalice of Reeks.
they actually got that part right. Like I was actually stunned that somebody actually had done the research to write that dialogue correctly, right? It was shocking, really. So I enjoyed that scene. that was fun, but maybe it's just fan service. I don't know, but I still think
I don't
Raffi's
think a
still
character introduction to a season is fan service.
Raffi's.
It was a bitchin' introduction, though.
I liked the lines. That was refreshing to hear. I still think Raffi sucks though, and I still wish Worf would just chop her to bits.
Well, yeah, that's why Worf is there, to try to fix her character.
Oh, it's painful. I wrote down Worf working with Raffi equals story poison. So that's how I feel. And then what was this?
I mean, yeah, no, Michael Dorn's great performance, but with some
good,
bad dialogue, you can't really save Raffi, I don't think. It's
No,
just
Raffi's
too weird.
They should have dropped her.
It's really weird when he says that she has the heart of a warrior. It doesn't work for me.
Oh God, yeah, Raffi's got the. I don't know if Raffi even has a heart. To tell you the truth, I just despise her character, quite frankly. They should have just ditched her like they did everything else in the first 2 seasons, and just it would have been way better if they just had the Next Generation crew without her hanging around. And what was the mystery? Some kind of mystery portal weapon? Like, I'm not sure what that was about.
Yeah, that was introduced in the other episode. Is what destroyed the recruitment center.
Yeah,
So it's just a portal gun from the portal game.
Oh, okay.
Now in Star Trek.
And then they went back to Raffi goes back to some dive bar. I was like, oh, okay, here we go again.
So they took the concept of the portal gun from the portal games and ruined it. Great.
Yeah,
they didn't ruin it. They just stole it.
They're actually using it the way it works in the game. So the Terry is obviously a fan of Portal.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of weak. And then that one line Worf has where he goes, beheadings are on Wednesdays. I just cringed.
Oh yeah, that wasn't. They're trying to make him funny.
I
because
cringed.
he was funny in TNG, but
that was a joke that fell flat as a pancake for me. That one.
Yeah, no, I didn't like that either.
Yeah.
What else did you have about this episode?
Well, and Jack Crusher becomes a tactician apparently, which is totally unbelievable, and goes to 7 and 9 to save the day. It's like, really? Jack has Starfleet training, I'm assuming? Seems implausible.
I don't know what you're referring to.
Well, remember he goes to 7 and 9, and they knock the guard out, and
yes,
they I guess.
Well, he doesn't have Starfleet training, but he's like a pirate or something.
Okay,
yeah, well,
he seems to know how to solve everything. Like with 7, they go and they
that makes sense.
Work some magic.
No, it wasn't magic. It was because they were trying to figure out how the Titan was being tracked, and because the Crushers had been jumped by Fenris Rangers already, he was under the awareness that 7 of 9 was a Fenris Ranger, and said, "Isn't this how the Fenris Rangers track things?" And so 7 does discover that it's a possibility in terms of part of the warp core could be used to track if there was a leak, which they have because of the damage to the ship, and that's what brings them there. So it's not Starfleet training; it's just sort of surmising.
Guess,
they figure out that it's the Veritarium from the warp coils.
Yeah,
but it is kind of convenient how that's her first guess. It could be any number of.
That's true.
They solved the problem pretty darn quick, right? So that was
has to happen.
There's no error in the logic in terms of how that transpired.
No, I'm just saying it seemed awfully convenient that everything kind of worked out. But I guess it had to happen.
It wasn't. It was fine.
Actually, Scotty's explanation is way better than anything in the episode. So Scotty's explanation makes sense.
He picked out the correct chemical the first time. That is extremely convenient.
Or the one that was most obvious for the Fenris Rangers to use.
Now, wasn't there a line somewhere that there's no good and there's no evil?
Oh, that was just Worf playing good cop.
Yeah,
that was
like
that entire everything he said was that's what I was talking about, being against his character.
Yes, and I thought it was all lies. I thought it was just a persuasive method with good cop, bad cop. It's an old trope, and in terms of the way that it works, that's typically how it's going. Go about it.
While that makes sense, why would the writer think it's such a great idea for Worf to say all of these lies just to be a good cop? It feels yucky.
Well, okay. Okay. I do agree. Like they do threaten violence. They never enact violence.
And you're right, guys. Admiral Teague has to go because he
Oh,
doesn't want
okay.
to hear any spoilers.
Well,
He's
hi,
he's
Admiral.
probably gonna go live stream now about his. He's gonna go He's gonna go watch the episode and live react to it. So
Oh, that'll be good. That
yeah,
should be more outrage. Anyway,
yeah.
I just want to wrap it up here with my estimation of the third episode. I
Mhm.
thought that was a bit weird on the bridge
Okay,
when
so spoiler alert for Picard season 3, episode 3, because we haven't gotten to the big spoiler yet. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go
right.
ahead,
well, I
please.
thought it was weird with Picard being so insubordinate towards the end to Riker. I thought that was a bit strange.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Yeah, that
it
was
seemed a
crazy.
bit out of character.
Agreed.
And then there
Just
was the whole way they brought the changelings back in. I guess, they're trying to.
before you talk about the changelings, just Carol says, "Gotta run. Pariah Blood
Oh,
and Mud on Indiegogo is launching today, and I have to be at their launch party stream." All right, just
oh,
Carol. Thanks for hanging out.
yeah.
Cheers, Carol. Thanks
You
for
rock.
swinging by.
Yeah,
And
bye, Carol.
oh crap, Carol, do you want to post the link to that? Hold on.
Unless she's already gone.
Yeah, if you're still here, Carol, post the link to the thing. I don't even know what it is. The comic book thing.
I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah. I'm trying to make her moderator. Oh yeah, now you're wrench. You can post it now. And hello, Sean Carter. I talked about a UFO episode today. It was really fun. But now PvP is going through his notes about the filth, the Picard season
Yeah,
3.
I'm basically done. I just
Oh,
thought
you're
it was
done.
interesting. Yeah, I just thought it was interesting they brought the changelings back in, but I don't know if it's actually going to lead to anything interesting as the episodes progress. So I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
It just seemed like they had to like get some Deep Space Nine in there somehow, so they did. So it's like okay, but
Well, I like that. I like the introduction of the changelings because usually when new Star Trek shows come out and it's like, ooh, I want to see what they're doing with the aliens, except for Discovery where they ruin them. But it was nice to have the changeling come back. So I thought that was a neat crossover and an acknowledgement of Worf as being as much a part of the DS9 crew as he is in the Next Generation crew. I
maybe.
like the introduction of the changelings, although it'll just echo and sort of remind me of better episodes of Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, well,
Exactly. Right.
I just wonder if they're going to actually do anything with that plot thread in the remaining episodes.
Well, they have to. They wouldn't introduce the changelings without
I don't
using
know.
them.
I don't think they have to do anything because it's so inconsistently illogical. Some of the stuff in this series, it's like I don't expect consistency. Let's put it that way.
I expect consistency within the season, despite the big monkey in the wrench from the
Well, you
beginning.
could hope for it, but I don't expect it. Let's put it that way.
All right.
I'm starting to wonder if Terry's going to use the changelings to explain why Starfleet has suddenly become a dystopia for so long. Even though it's really Kurtzman's doing, maybe Terry's going to put it on the changelings. But at the same time, I think it's kind of cheap to use one of people's favorite aspects of Deep Space Nine to prop up his fake TNG movie. But
Yeah.
also I think it's kind of strange that Starfleet would keep this terrorist organization a secret because there's no way.
Maybe it'll turn out that all the Deep Space Nine crew are all changelings.
Because I think this is what I said on the. Oh my god!
That would be a heck of a plot twist in the
I
last
don't know.
episode. It's like, well, Picard's a robot, and everybody on the Deep Space Nine crew are all changelings now. So it's
Oh,
like, yay!
jeez. I don't know. Well, we're gonna watch the next episode, so we'll see.
Yeah,
But I'm not supporting Paramount Plus.
No,
and
neither
I
am
don't
I.
recommend
I'm
anybody
watching
do.
it in a alternative method,
Me
which
too.
I won't name. But yeah, it's so far. I say it's like pretty mediocre. I couldn't give it
Mhm.
so far. The first three, I couldn't give it any higher than a C- at best.
You're welcome, Jess Carol.
And that's if I'm being
Nice.
generous.
Yeah,
with it.
no, all of the filth gets an F for me. I haven't gone up to D for anything yet. For any
Oh, I admire your principle on this, Jill. I'm glad you're sticking to your guns.
If this actually though, if they dropped the Star Trek from it and called it Space Pirate Vigilantes, then maybe I could give it a D.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem is that well, I mean they put all the when I hear
Maybe even a
them playing
C.
the TOS theme at the start, it's just like please no, please no. It's just like you're just dragging down something that was beautiful.
Oh, Donnie Pearson says someday I plan to do my opinion piece on the breaking Star Trek news. I welcome disagreements, though.
Oh
Yeah,
jeez.
you know what, Donnie, you're really awesome that you hang out with everybody
Yeah, man.
and you appreciate everyone's opinions.
Yeah, I do
Because one
respect
time
Donnie.
I accidentally found myself in a stream where everybody was praising new Star Trek, and I was like, "Oh, what the hell?" I thought this was an Orville stream because it started off as an Orville stream, and then it descended into that. And I felt like how you must feel all the time. It was kind of funny. Sean Carter said,
Hey, Sean
"Person
Carter.
could change into a pile of poo, and I wouldn't notice." And I think that's a beautiful thing to end on because I think I need to go. I think we did a good job here and had fun.
Yeah, I
So,
hope so.
mhm.
It was a particularly tough episode of UFO today, though. Boy, that was a tough one.
No, I know. It was so tragic. I didn't
Yeah,
expect it to end that way. I knew for sure that the drug would get there just in time. There was a delay, but Stricker had to save the world and then they could save the baby. But then
yeah. I don't remember too many kids dying in episodic TV back, in the '70s. Like,
Oh, the Little
that,
Rascals were a bloodbath in the early stages. They went
well,
through so many, and they just ended up going through wood chippers or under a lawnmower and
Little
walking in front of
Rascals.
cars. Oh yeah, it was really violent. If you watch like the first six, it's a constant rotation of the Little
Are you
Rascals
talking
being
about the?
clipped off.
Are you talking about like the '30s movies?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay,
No,
I wow, that sounds
mhm.
a little bizarre, actually.
It is. It was really shocking as a child to watch those. It was traumatizing, really.
Jeez, I don't think I've seen any of those actually.
Well, they don't exist. I just made all of that up, and it was hilarious for me. So thanks for playing, everybody.
Ah, kind of had a feeling you were kind of putting us on there, actually, Scotty.
Well, you came to the conclusion correctly.
Thank you. I do try.
um,
So, anybody else got any interesting news of any kind before Jill wraps this thing up?
no, that's why I'm wrapping it up.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
I
pretty
did.
much, I'm pretty much done, I guess. So, yeah, that's good.
Okay, great. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on that. I'm glad you finally got a chance to share that. Franco Walker says, I tried watching season 3, episode 1 of Picard, and I didn't last 10 minutes. And you know what? I support anybody who doesn't want to watch this at all. The less attention the show gets, the better, because I want Secret Hideout gone.
Yeah. Thing is, if they
I'm
even
watching
did
it so I can
go,
talk to my friend.
is there any way they could even save Star Trek now, though, Jill?
Um,
Realistic.
Oh
the
man.
the first step is for Secret Hideout to be gone and people who love
Yeah.
Star Trek to start writing it. So yeah, I think it can.
Yeah. Boy, they'd
If
have to really.
we if we
There'd be a.
can't even hold out hope for good new Star Trek in the future, then I don't even know what the fight is for now in regards to what you consider good or bad Star Trek. We all want good Star Trek to come out, and to say that it can't be
Oh yeah.
saved.
I never said that.
You asked if it could be, and I just find that sort of
I
lack of
just
faith
said, yeah, can it
disturbing.
be? Like they'd
Yeah,
have to really, they'd
absolutely.
have to
It
turn the
has to
ship.
be.
They'd have to turn the ship around, totally to get it
As
back on
long
course.
as long as there's still hope that it can happen,
Well,
that's huge for me.
you
Like,
need to get a production company that actually gives a damn and actually hires really good sci-fi writers. That would be an essential.
and I'm not,
And,
I'm
and
not.
is that going to happen though with Eugene Roddenberry if he's in the mix at all?
You're finding the cloud in my silver lining, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I'm hoping for the ray of sunshine that is, yes, there is salvaging Star Trek, and if that means changing the
Oh, I hope
production
so.
company, if it's well, and but the way that it's being posited is under this inevitable destruction of it that we'll never get good stuff. Come on, we still at least have to have the optimism that it can happen.
Oh, I haven't totally given up hope. I'm just being realistic, right? It's like, I mean, I'm neither a Pollyanna or a pessimist. I'm kind of in the middle. I mean, I kind of try to be a realist, on things, and if I look at the evidence and I see what I, this and that, it's like, it's like read the tea leaves, and it's like, okay, well, this might still be possible, but it's not like I'm going to, necessarily count on it 100%, right?
So Sean Carter has 3 steps to bring Star Trek back.
Here we go.
Secret hideout gone. 2, new ship and new crew set after Nemesis. That's an important one to look to the future, because we do want new things.
Originality.
Something fun and new. And actually, Scotty and I we're still supposed to come up with our own crew and pit them against each other and see who wins.
Yeah.
I haven't worked on that yet.
Not me either, but I am looking forward to it.
You're further than I am actually on that. If you
just a little,
notes.
I do still have my notes. Yeah.
Sean Carter says, return to episodic shows, no more than 3 episodes per arc.
Agreed.
I agree 100% with everything Sean said there.
And I don't mind there being a story arc like Deep Space Nine, a long running story, but each episode needs to have a beginning, middle, and end. And the arc can be there for the streaming services who want to keep you tied to the show. You can have both. Deep Space Nine did it. There's your formula.
The thing is, I mean, this Picard season 3 thing, it's like, okay, we got like basically a 10-part movie here that's going to be like, I don't know, 8-9 hours long by the time you piece it all together. Who's going to watch this? Like, there's no rewatchability to this thing at all that I can think of.
No, but Ben from Cinema Gulp is not going to watch it until it's all released, and he's going to actually watch it the way that it probably should be watched.
Like a marathon? Like a marathon? Wow. Yeah. If he does a live stream of that, that's going to be epically strange. Wow. I actually would tune in for that. That could be fun, actually.
Donnie Pearson, you're right. I will agree with you that Prodigy and Lower Decks are episodic.
I thought Prodigy was serialized in terms of the aliens or the ship that they find.
Yeah, but I've seen a couple episodes and they do have
beginning, middle, and
end with an arc. So that's
cool.
Oh, that's always good. Yeah, I like a beginning, middle, and end kind of story.
Mm-hmm. But I haven't watched enough to really know what's going on there.
Ditto. Well, enough of
I just saw
Lower
that
Decks.
I just saw that one with the Odo on the holodeck and the Kobayashi.
Right. Did you? And how was it?
It was sweet. It attempted to be respectful. There's nothing sinister. Prodigy is the only tech that I found that doesn't try to disrespect the past or anything. So.
And it's the dangly one that I haven't put any effort into seeing it, but it seems like the one that I should check out the most.
Yeah, I don't know that they get anything right, but they.
Why is Prodigy trying to be respectful? Like, did they screw something up there, Jill? It's like that sounds like it's the fish out of water kind of show.
I don't know.
Well, it is.
If it's the same production company, that's kind of odd. They must.
Well, it's actually being made by Nickelodeon, so I don't know actually how much Secret Hideout is working on it.
Oh, maybe that's the differential then. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, I have no knowledge about Prodigy. It's still not Star Trek, but it's not mean about it.
Well, that's good.
So, how should I end this live stream? I have no idea.
Gosh.
You have all the options in the world.
I do.
That's a good question.
Well,
it's stupid.
Oh, wait.
But I'm gonna do it. Okay.
No, that's one option.
No laughing.
Oh, I still have that one on there.
I better stop laughing.
Charlie X is going to take away your mouth.
Oh
no.
That was me doing mouth sounds. Good old Charlie X. Poor lad.
Donnie Pearson says, a clip from Galaxy Quest. I have revisited that movie on Netflix last evening. Oh, I know how to end this. Everybody head over to Bird of Prey 5. I'm pretty sure he's doing a bed life now.
Yay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I forgot. That's definitely what he's doing. Let me see.
There you go.
I believe there is going to be a parade of the exodus of Michael Burnham.
Yeah! Okay, yeah, everybody go to Bird of Prey 5's channel. And he's titled it The Day Disco Died. So I'll put that link in the chat. Everybody say hello from Jill's show. Yeah, Jill Raid, Sean Carter says. So
Awesome.
go Jill Raid Bird.
Yeah, I remember as a punk rocker back in the 70s, we had this expression, death to disco.
And now it's died.
Yay!
Well, he's making it seem more exciting. So
It is
definitely go check
exciting.
that out.
It is exciting. Finally, the trash is gone. Yay. Happy days.
Let me find my. I'm going to find my preview for Devil in the Dark, and because
Cool.
on Tuesday I'm going to be talking about my favorite Star Trek episode. I'm probably going to start an hour early just so I can have more time with it.
Ooh, it's a celebration.
Yeah, it's a celebration of Devil in the Dark, so
Excellent.
we're going to have fun.
Yeah, unfortunately, I always have to miss those because I'm at work. Darn.
Well, you can always watch the replay.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and okay, before we go, I will allow Dalek to tell us about his channel. Tell us about your channel. What you're up to.
Oh boy, you really put me on the spot there, Jill. Which
it's one of my favorite things to do to you, actually.
Oh my.
All right. Yes. Well, I do have a channel, YouTube. On YouTube, Dalek451. Easy enough to find. I do live streams a lot like this one. Anyone's welcome to come on and have a chat, and we can talk about whatever, about this or that, about pop culture, TV shows, music, movies, my personal favorite anime, or if you want to ask me any questions about maybe like Doctor Who, please go ahead. And more recently, I've been trying to get into different kinds of streams, like like gaming. I've been starting playing games on my channel, so please if you're into it, please go and watch those. And later on tonight, I'll be doing that again. I'll be playing some more Hogwarts Legacy. So please go and check that out. I'll be doing it hopefully with Potato Revan and Raquel SSG. So,
are y'all going to be playing concurrently? Or I guess you can't. It's not a multiplayer game, so.
Well, no, the game itself is not a multiplayer game, but we will be talking to each other over the PlayStation Network. And all three of us should be streaming on our channels simultaneously.
That's pretty fun. Okay, that's
wow.
Pretty cool.
That's ambitious. Wow.
We managed to do it we managed to finally do it last week.
Cool.
So
wow.
So on last Monday.
Okay, great. That's wonderful. And so definitely check out Dalek's channel. And also Buddy's channel, the Phantasmagorium show.
Yeah, this Tuesday coming up, we're going to be capping off the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy with Dark Knight Rises. And I think it's going to be Phil, myself, Kat, and Ernesto. And we're going to be talking about the final chapter of The Dark Knight. So that is exciting. And last night we did episode 3 of Bald Spaceman, and next Thursday we will be checking out episode 4 of Bald Spaceman, which from what I understand is when it kicks into gear. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Oh, even though you're not on the show tonight, the Phantasmagorium is going to be talking about the Mandalorian tonight. I saw.
Oh, that's true. Yes,
Kat and Steve are going to do that.
That is true. I forget the Star Wars streams. My mistake.
Well, I just ran across it.
You're amazing. Thank you.
Yeah. And Franco Walker says, "Take care, all." And I know you don't have a channel PvP, but if you want to.
Oh, I do have a channel.
Well, everybody has a channel.
I am here.
You don't have content.
Well, not the kind of excellent content that you guys are creating, but I actually am working on. Pop Culture said he might help me figure out how to do a live stream, and I'm actually going to be emailing him shortly, as we might be doing that tonight. So that would be cool.
Well, that's
Uh,
exciting.
yeah, I'm hoping to get on one of these days in the near future. I just will mention though, I'm still adding to my music playlists. I actually have been getting a lot of views on some of them, like hundreds and hundreds of views. So somebody must be watching some of the ones I put up and enjoying them, which is nice.
That's
Uh,
great.
yeah, I just want to add, I actually have added 3 albums this past week. Alice Cooper's Killer from 1971, which is one of the great hard rock albums back then. Elvis Costello's This Year's Model from 1978, which is his first album with the Attractions, which I think is his best album ever. It's pretty much a perfect album for me from start to finish. And the third one I put up was The Clash, Give 'Em Enough Rope from 1978, which is also a pretty darn awesome punk hard rocking album. So yeah, some good
Nice.
stuff there.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Great.
check it out if you want to, guys.
Okay. And I will talk to you guys later. Go celebrate the death of Star Trek Discovery on Bird of Prey 5's channel now.
Yeah.
Talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Mm.
Bye,
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
It's a goddamn weird ass place we work in, let me tell you.
Oh no, it's awesome.
Captain's log, stardate 3196.1. A distress call has brought the Enterprise to Janus 6.
When that creature appears, men die.
Describe it.
I can't. I only got a glimpse of it.
Ed shot it.
A good, clean shot. Didn't even slow it down.
Captain, we're being watched.
Almost as if he'd been thrown into a vat of acid.
Strong enough to eat machinery?
Strong enough to eat anything. That murdering monster's in there.
You're going to stay here.